channeling is not what you think it is. You're not being taken over, you're not losing control, and you're definitely not opening yourself up to something dark. In fact, it's one of the most natural abilities that you already have. I'm your host, Lisa Brandis, and today I want to show you what channeling actually is. Not the version that you may have seen in the movies, not the fear-based version that people think or talk about, but the real grounded human experience of channeling. Because once you understand it properly, everything shifts. So let me take you back to when I first experienced trance channeling directly. At that point, I'd been sitting in a mediumship development circle for about 4 years. I'd been practicing Reiki for many more years than that. And I already had developed a really strong connection with my spirit guide, Anya. So I was communicating with her telepathically. I was getting clairvoyant and messages coming through. I'd already felt the energy. I'd experienced her presence. And I'd witnessed a trance channel demonstration before. So I was in the front row. I felt the experience of that, but I'd never yet experienced it myself up until that moment. Everything was me speaking, spirit speaking, me translating, and then sharing. So one day everything changed for me. I was teaching a Reiki 1 class, and during the attunements, the energy always builds as I attune one and then the other. I would do it in groups. And by the time I got to the last attunement, the energy was so high, and I could feel Anya clairvoyantly saying to me in my mind's eye, I want to give a direct message to the students. And I remember arguing with her and not sure what she was going to say and just struggling to let go of that first element of control. And she said to me, "You're ready. You can trust me." And there was something, I don't quite know how I allowed it to happen, but there was a heart opening and a resonance. And it was part of something I'd already been asking for. And she felt in that moment that we were both ready. And the feeling was totally euphoric. I was on such a high frequency. My mind, my heart had expanded. The message that came through me was uplifting, and it made a big difference to the group that I was with. And the feeling is the thing that I can never forget. It was like I said, it's unlike anything I've experienced before. So I wanted to share and break down some of the misconceptions, okay? Because I guess when you have an experience like that kind of connection, you don't easily forget it. So I kind of felt the same way when I first was attuned to Reiki, and then this was just that. So what it teaches you is that channeling isn't about losing control. It's quite the opposite. You're aware, you're present, you're always in control, but you're blended with this incredible energy and this frequency. Nothing comes through you without permission. And that moment for me wasn't about something taking over me. It was about me allowing and opening and expanding into something pure and loving, and having such a total beautiful resonance with that energy that I'd come to know through the mediumship development. So fast forward a little bit in time, where I would put my hands on 2 students that were receiving the attunement. This is when I'd kind of step back a little bit, and my masters would be attuning the students in the groups that I worked in. And as I would put my hands on their shoulders, I'd channel a message through for the entire group. But those 2 particular people who had the hands-on connection said that they felt the energy of Anya come through, and it was like nothing they'd experienced before. So I remember one girl in particular coming back, and she'd had a Reiki 1 attunement in that way, where she was one of the 2 I chose to feel that energy. And she came back and did a Reiki 2 attunement, and someone else got that experienced in that second group. And she came back going, "Oh my gosh, it was nothing like the first attunement." So she didn't realize that wasn't commonplace, and that was quite a privilege to be chosen by Anya. It wasn't me. She would literally tell me, direct me where to go. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the fear and the reason why people get stuck when they start doing this work. And the biggest fear that I've heard as I've taught others how to channel is, what if I channel something dark? What if I lose control? What if something takes over me? And I want to say that I understand, because I've had those fears myself. And I guess they come from the media and stories. But here is the truth. Fear disconnects you. Love connects you. Okay, when you are grounded, present, and connected to love, you're not opening yourself to something harmful. You're pulling in the energy of your own soul, your higher self, the universe. And as you start developing that, other like-minded, intelligent beings come to share wisdom, to uplift you, and to help you in sometimes the big things in life, but also the very small, meaningful things. Okay, they may seem significant or insignificant, but to you, every life experience that you go through, to have that positive influence and that right support makes all the difference. So I want to just say, I didn't wake up being born to do this. I had the foundation first. So if you're listening to this and you're thinking, okay, I feel something here, but where do I start? Let me make this really simple for you. The first step is to learn to work with energy. That's why I always start with Reiki, because Reiki teaches you how to channel energy safely and consciously before you ever try to channel. It grounds you, it builds trust, and then from there you can try something simple like automatic writing, and you can ask yourself, what does love want me to know right now? Or what does my higher self want me to know right now? Don't overthink it, don't filter it, just write down the first thing that comes through. So if you can take one thing from this episode, let it be this. Channeling is not about losing yourself. It's about learning to allow more of who you are. And if you're feeling called to develop this further, then you're in luck. I share exactly how this works in my free training, where I walk you through the foundations of energy, intuition, and how it creates the beautiful pathway to open up into channeling in a really grounded, practical, and certified way. And if this opened up something for you, the next episode that I recommend you listening to is how to strengthen your intuition. 3 simple daily practices, because once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it. So I hope this has inspired an interest for you to develop more about the beautiful ways that you can connect with spirit. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now. I just wanted to say thanks for listening today. We know there are a lot of podcasts out there, and you took time out of your day to dive into this episode, and I want to say thank you so much. If you'd like to learn how to become a powerful psychic healer and spiritual teacher, head on over to intuitivereiki.online and you can get started by taking my free quiz and discover your unique psychic gifts. Plus, there's heaps of course information, and you'll access a really great bunch of really helpful tools to support you on your path. We really want to see you build a soul-led practice that creates abundance, builds confidence, and the freedom to serve in the way you were born to. Remember, the world needs your powerful and unique teaching. I'll see you in the next episode.